Yeah, cementos have that kind of thing. Okay, well, here I am with the self-proclaimed King of Reseda. So, I don't know, why don't you tell us, Beetle, a little bit about yourself and why you're the King of Reseda?
Hello everybody. Well, I basically grew up in Reseda, spent most of my life in Reseda, and started following music and groups and things, and I started reading poetry at a place called Bebop Records in Reseda, which is no longer there. And I took a year or so writing some poetry, and I'd always show it to the owner on account of an open poetry night, and he'd say he encouraged me to do it, and I said okay. And then he really started liking my work, so he's like, hey, if I put out a book or whatever of your work, would you let me? I'm like, sure. So we put together a little book, and The King of Reseda came out like 1990. And as far as the name of The King of Reseda came from a friend of mine. We're joking around at Biff's Coffee Shop, which used to be in Reseda, where all the musicians and poets would hang out. And I was saying, oh, I'm like the mayor of Sherman Way, joking like sort of like a famous LA DJ who was once the mayor of Hollywood. And just a period of time, I kind of had things, for having been homeless, I kind of had like an easy, period or whatever. Things were coming to me, and he's like, hey, you sleep till noon, sleep till noon, have coffee, just all these good things happening. He's like, you're not the mayor of Sherman Way, you're the King of Reseda. So there's a guy named Salmon Murphy who's another poet, and that's how the name came about.
Wow, excellent. So you've grown up here in the valley all your life, right?
Yep, all my life, except for 2 years when I was in Simi Valley when I was real little.
Right. Well, where did you go to school?
Let's see, I went to a bunch of schools. I just kind of went to like Reseda. I went to Burrowwood Elementary in Simi for the short period, and then went to like Reseda High School and a couple other ones.
Wow, great. So, if any one point or moment in your life which you thought was maybe a milestone for you, do you have any moment or milestone that you felt was kind of momentous for you, as far as who you are, as far as music or poetry?
Boy, it's been a couple of those, but I have to say one point that I liked was Bebop Records that have different poets and musicians, and this guy was starting to read poetry. He was a well-known singer named Henry Rollins. And every time he'd do a tour, when he's doing his poetry, spoken word stuff, he'd always warm up and start at bebop. So I came by early one day, and he popped in, and I got to sit on the sidewalk and drink coffee with him and talk for like an hour, and that was pretty cool. And he got a copy of the book, and that was one. And just different people I've met in my life that inspired me, like a guy named Dewey Martin, who was drummer for the Buffalo Springfield. Met him at a coffee shop, had a long friendship. He just passed away recently, real sad about that.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
And just I have lots of, inspirations and just people, just
right.
Things
Okay.
like that.
All right. Okay. That's.
And would you like me to do a poem, maybe?
Can you do one?
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, there's one from a long time ago. A friend of mine gave me, who passed away, a guy named Reed Willingham. It's called Animal Love. Animals live on love alone, instincts all that brings them home. They don't know good, they can't be bad. They live for what they have, not for what they once had. Give them all your kindness, give them all your love. They'll follow you to hell's end. You won't even have to shove. But abuse them and they'll bite you, won't know you from the rest. To live on pure love has got to be the best.
Hey, excellent. Excellent. Good. Great. Good. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good.